Hey, welcome back, everybody. We've got a tiny update to our boy Drajewled. Um, he got his Mythisch unit, which does make the deck a lot better and changes a little bit of how it plays. Uh, so I'll be showing that off. I'll warn you ahead of time that this is a Magnus focused deck. So if you were looking for like an update to Ignis, I can try to do that later, but Ignis is not how I prefer to play the deck. So we'll just go right on into this video. We got the starter, little guy. We haven't changed any of the ride line cards at all because it's just a really good ride line. Onto the big portion of our higher grades. If I could get them all here, oh my goodness. We have only 2 copies of Ignis, 3 Persona, and we still have the 1/4 Badal. So again, Ignis is not the focus of the deck, but we do still want to play copies because we can soul charge them like early on, meaning Drajewled will be able to give the 5k to the front row early on. And we have 4 copies of Geoldra, and we have 2 copies of Lavender Jader. Uh, Another thing is this deck is also very focused on going second, which seems really weird because I feel like you're like, well, you always want to get to you want to hit Persona Ride first, and you just want to try to kill them. But realistically, you can apply a lot of early game pressure and rip, like, sorry, not super early game, but if you go second, turn 3, you can rip a lot of cards out of their hand just by having the crit and the extra drive check. So I feel like it's almost more worth it to go second. So that's how I've kind of tailored this build to be. I don't know if that was necessarily their design intention, but that's how I took it, and it's been working out pretty fun so far. On to the grade 2s. We have got the 4 copies of Lithosagur, the 1 Ace unit, and the 2 copies of Tizkar. It's I'm more okay running these now that we have the Mythisch to get us extra energy back, which we'll get right on into. Um, we've got 4 copies of the Purple Flames Mythisch Car- Carvernale. First of all, he's a cat, so like 20 out of 10, great card design. Second, his ability is when he's placed, you get to energy charge 3, but you can only use that energy, or you can only use energy for the rest of the turn for your things like Lithosagur, or for your things like shoot, what was his name again? Let me double check. Geoldra. I don't know how I forget that because that's like one of my favorite names in this deck. But you get the extra 3 energy, but you can only use it for like your dragons pretty much. You can't use it for generic cards. So with that extra 3 energy, that's what allows us to do things like Tiz card during the opponent's turn, or more importantly, early game you can call the Ace unit to Energy Blast 3 and not feel bad about it, as long as you find a copy of this, which you're bound to. And the other thing that's really good about this is when your Vanguard attacks does a Soul Blast, if you haven't restood a unit this turn, you put it to Soul, draw a card, restand a unit, which is really nice because now you don't have to worry about having the grade 4 support card, which I mean, if you built this as a pure grade 4 deck, like you wouldn't play that card anymore because it's just very awkward. Whereas this card just does a lot for the deck, so it's really nice. This is probably like it's very bland. Like the people when they first saw it, they're like, "Oh, that's like extremely bland," but like this is kind of exactly what the deck wanted. So like I can't complain about it. Shout out to my buddy Carlos. We got the 4 copies of Bifrons. He does not like Bifrons, so I was able to snag the copies off of him. We still play this just because it's always good to try to find the grade 3s to put into Soul, or anything else that we could want to hand. We have 3 copies of Karina. Karina is a new one. She is one placed on rear. You get to take a card from your soul, call it to field, but it has to go to soul at the end of turn. So it's kind of like uh, the grade two that they had for the Ignis that would let you like soul charge and call one card out, but this one does a soul charge, which is perfectly fine. And then when it boosts Drajewled sorry, if you're on Drajewled Magnus when it boosts, you get to take a card from drop that's not in like the same grade that isn't in your soul, and you put it into your soul, which is really nice. It lets you kind of like you don't have to be super concerned about missing your certain grades. And we got 4 copies of the Perfect Guard. Not a lot to say about that. I'm still playing the one of copy of this in case we do end up riding the grade 4. But you could also, if you just want to play a regular Perfect Guard, you could play that too. It's not a big deal. And yeah, that is it for the grade 1s. I do like this version a lot where I'm not like super desperate to see the grade 4 and I'm more just like playing a Magnus build. Magnus is just a little more fun for me personally. Green OT. We're doing a lot of drive checks, so it kind of makes sense, you know. That's at least how I like to run the deck. Obviously, you could play red OT, you could play blue OT. Some people still play purple OT just so you like keeping your damage like a little more protected. But like I'm all in for the high rolling. We're playing 8 critical triggers. Not a lot to say about that. Um, we'll show off the heals real quick so I can talk about the next part. So we have the 4 heals, and I'm playing 2 draw and 1 front for right now. So here's the thing about this ratio. I can't decide. Like I really can't. Like there's some games where I'm like I really wish that I was playing 3 fronts, and then there's some games where I'm like I miss the early draws so much from this deck, but I don't want to cut crits because crits are what make this deck like insanely terrifying. So I'm opting to play I'm opting to play the split right now, and maybe I can decide on something more solid as time goes on. But yeah, we're playing a 2-1 split. I don't know what else to say about that. That the trigger lineup is a little weird in this deck for sure, but I think the concept of the main deck is very powerful and does it does its job pretty good. But that is it for this deck profile. Once again, I do like how I don't know if it was intended, but I like how this deck has kind of moved on to a going second approach. Of course, if you would like to see a version of this deck that is focused more on the grade 4, let me know in the comments and I will give it my best shot. But it's kind of hard to want to do that with everything being so much better going first and being a little more aggressive. But that is it for this profile, guys. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.